Alright then, it's time for a book review from me, and this time I'm going to be reviewing this very book. As you can see there, it is Ted DiBiase's The $1,000,000 Man, written by Ted DiBiase with Tom Caizo. Can't quite read that. It's a WWE book, as you can see on the spine. Oh, there we're going. There. Yep, it's a WWE book, released in 2008. If you're American, this book would cost you $16 Canadian. It would be $18.99, and for the English, the princely sum of £12.99. And I'm not quite sure about the exchange rate, but I'm sure it costs more to buy it in England than anywhere else there. So yeah, that's a bit dodgy, yeah. Yeah. What can I say about this book? Is it easy to read or is it not? It's quite an easy read, if I'm honest. It's not complicated at all. It's not a children's book, but you know, it's not really adult material. Like, I don't mean adult material as in rude stuff. I just mean adult material as in, like, doesn't use many big words. You know, it's basically written. You know, it takes you from his early days all the way up to when Brett DiBiase and Ted DiBiase Jr. get developmental deals. I think maybe Ted Jr. had debuted on Raw by then. I'm not quite sure. Can't remember. It's been quite a while since I read this book. Highlights of the book. He shows some interesting things about his career, like for example, when his gimmick was just taking off, Vince McMahon paid for him to travel in limousines, first class, and everything like that. So he actually lived the gimmick. You know, this was more in a kayfabe era, wasn't it? Where, you know, they kept things private and you were supposed to believe everything that was going on. So yeah, they made him live the gimmick and they paid for him to live the gimmick. So yeah, it was quite interesting that, and also it tells about the family history between the Funks and the DiBiases, which I didn't know before this, and you know, it's quite interesting to know that they're actually, you know, there's a family friendship between them. Low points of the book is not, apart from what I've just mentioned there, there's nothing really groundbreaking in this book. And if you're a Ted DiBiase fan already, which, you know, I'm a fan, but I wasn't a hardcore fan. If you followed WWF more back in the day when Ted was active, which I was too young to do then you'd probably know some of the stuff that's in here already, like how he came to like into certain storylines and stuff like that, and how he'd make returns and whatever. So yeah, there's nothing groundbreaking there. I've got to point out at this point, he's done another book. It's Every Man's Got His Price. It was released by some other company, not WWE. So I don't know if the two books correspond, like, with what they say, or if it's the exact same thing in each book, just worded differently. I'm not too sure. So yeah, that's something to point out. Would I buy it or not? Looking at it now, I've got to say that I wouldn't buy it again. I'd try and lend it from somebody. I'd lend it from a library or a friend or something like that, because, you know, it's worth reading at the end of the day. But whether I'd pay $12.99 of my own money for this book, I probably wouldn't if I had the choice again. It's not really worth owning. I don't really want to read it again. I don't think I will read it again. You know, it's worth keeping. You know, I'm not gonna throw it away or anything. I'm not gonna try and sell it. I'm gonna keep it, but I wouldn't buy it. That's my point. Overall rating for this book, it's an average book. It doesn't, like, give you anything amazing. It doesn't take anything away from him. It doesn't add anything to him. So, you know, 5 out of 10. It's an average book. So yeah, but yeah, I'd still recommend reading this one.